time is fleeting. We all have a finite amount of time in this world and a finite amount of things we can do with it. We sell our time by going to work to be able to make money, to afford things to make the remainder of our time more comfortable. Time is, in a sense, the one true and universal currency we all share. Hi, it's Tacticus again, and today we'll have a look at time in Tacticus. Before we begin though, I really appreciate that you took the time to click on this video. If you want to support me in game, you can use my referral code BET60ADO for 100 Blackstone. It would also be really cool if you subscribe to this channel, so we can spend more time together in the future. For a mobile game, Tacticus takes up quite the time in my day. How often do you have to open the game actually? How long would it take to get our characters to certain levels? How do time zones affect your gameplay? I'll try to answer all of those questions in this video. Let's not waste any more time and start. Well, even in Tacticus, time is a currency. Every game mode but the campaigns and campaign events run on tokens, which all have different regeneration times. Even special events have tokens, which run on different timers. For campaigns and campaign events, the game uses energy. Tokens and energy are both individually capped, so you can't just do nothing and then play a ton on the weekend. It's a mobile game. It thrives on you thinking about it, and what would get you there easier than forming a habit by opening the game regularly? Now, I'm one of those people that think losing even one energy or token is a crime, and so, well, I open the game more often in a day than I would have to, whenever I have a minute. How do you spend your time in Tacticus? Let me know in the comments. I should probably just keep it off until I can spend more than just 6 energy at once. You can see that Snowprint also thinks about their players' time when going through the change logs. My 2024 review series really underperformed compared to other videos, but it gave me some perspective. Pretty much whenever a new game mode came out and took more time out of your day, another game mode, mostly Arena, got its timers changed, so the total game time wouldn't overwhelm you. You get 1 energy every 5 minutes. That's 12 energy per hour and 288 energy per day. If you watch an ad, you get 50 more energy for 338 energy a day without spending. This means, in reverse, that watching an ad, which is normally 30 seconds to a minute, if you don't get one of those atrociously long ones, gives you the energy you'd get in 4 hours and 10 minutes. Your 30 seconds could also get you 3000 gold or other things. You can see what I think of ad watches and which ones you should do here. An elite battle takes 10 energy, which means you have to wait 50 minutes to play one. For normal campaign battles, you have to wait 30 minutes. Starting out, a player can get 60 energy at once, which is only 300 minutes or 6 hours, which probably serves to open the game more often. At level 25, a milestone where I feel a player is really engaged with the game, you have 110 energy as a cap, meaning you can go 550 minutes or just above 9 hours without playing without losing 1 energy. A player at level 50, properly in the endgame, will have 135 energy as a cap, which is 675 minutes or just over 11 hours. Opening the game only twice a day would still lose you 90 minutes of energy, or 18 energy, and since you won't open the game at the perfect moment, to be sure, most players will open the game at least 3 times a day, I feel, with gameplay for spending energy being at a minimum, when not playing manually at least. Emptying my energy takes me around 2 minutes in the morning, which can be justified, I guess. Plus raid tokens. I wouldn't last in this game without raiding. For most people, the day is divided into 3 parts: sleeping, working, leisure time. If you open the game before and after work, and before sleeping, that will work out just fine for about every player level. You grow fast at the beginning, mind you, and to reach the critical 8 hours of downtime to do that, you need a cap of 96 energy. You'll be at that point at level 15, which you'll reach fairly quickly. But do the other timers allow for this? Will opening the game 3 times a day be enough? Luckily, those timers don't change based on level, so this will be easier to answer. You can hold up to 15 arena tokens, but only get exactly 10 a day. That's 36 hours to fill them up. For Onslaught, a token takes 16 hours with a limit of 3, which takes 48 hours to fill up. Guild Raid tokens regenerate in 12 hours, and you can hold 3, 36 hours again. Savage Run only allows you to hold 2, which takes 24 hours to reach. All of those have pretty generous allowances, being balanced out by the daily quests requiring you to engage with them at least a little. This leaves us with events. Incursion takes 20 hours to regenerate, and Survival either takes 12 or 24. Both of those modes take pretty long to play, but only require you to play once or twice a day. Tournament Arena takes 2 hours, but with 12 tokens as a cap and many people ignoring it outright, this is not too bad of a limitation. Legendary events regenerate at a rate of 8 tokens a day. Quest tokens are the only problematic thing here, as you can only hold 6 of them, which takes 12 hours to regenerate. Recapping this all, energy is the hurdle to not playing for a long time, and from level 15 on you won't lose anything by playing 3 times a day. 2 times of those you don't really have to do much but raid, which should go quite quickly. This of course leaves out the actual time to play those other modes, which can be quite substantial in the case of Survival, which can easily take 15 minutes or go quite fast like Savage Run, which most can do in 2 to 3 minutes. Now for a really fun one. If you had all characters in game, how long would it take you to get them all to a certain level? I'm speaking of the exactly 90 characters in game right now in the middle of April, and not include Machines of War. I just look at the energy needed, as it is the easiest to match the game time. Gold and experience will become bottlenecks as well. Of course, no one needs to invest in all characters. I'll even say it's foolish to a certain extent. All to silver? Okay, good white build, but all to diamond 3? That's just showing off. I still consider it here for fun, before we go onto a serious object in reset time again later. I go over the 338 energy a day for a completely free-to-play player that watches ads, 438 energy a day for what I consider most players do, spending their Blackstone only on the 50 Blackstone energy refresh daily, and lastly, for fun, Giga Whales that will buy the 1000 Blackstone energy buy for a total of 1910 Blackstone every single day to speed up their progress as much as possible. To get our characters to Bronze 1, you'd need 242 days free to play, 187 days with 50 Blackstone, and 98 days with the maximum energy. Looking at this, you can really see that 50 Blackstone refill shaves off a considerable amount of time compared to not buying energy. Use your Blackstone for energy, never requisitions. If you want to see how much worth they'll bring you, you can watch my video on the worth of requisitions here. The maximum buy gets you down to half the time. Cool, but at nearly 20 times the cost, that's not worth it in my opinion at least. Silver 1 needs 658 days. With 50 Blackstone, you're looking at 508 days, which is at least not almost 2 years. If you're a huge spender, 265 days will get you there. Gold 1, which is my current goal for all characters, takes 1376 days to reach. How comes I'm close to achieving this? I do use the 50 Blackstone refill daily, 110 Blackstone refill pretty often, and sometimes more during release events. The game awards upgrades and more energy in codes regularly, and I can buy upgrades directly, as described in this video, to save some more time without shelling out big like the 1000 Blackstone refill. The 50 Blackstone refill shortens the time to 1062 days, and the highest refill will get you there in 555 days. Diamond 1 needs 2890 days for all characters together. In those 8 years, a lot of characters will have come out, so don't even try. Diamond 3 would need 4246 days instead. Will the game be running so long? I don't know. Even spending all out won't get you there fast. 1166 days for Diamond 1 and 1713 days for Diamond 3. Let's go for a thought experiment. Last year, 2024, the game released 16 characters. 1 every battle pass, 3 legendary heroes, and 3 epic characters with battle passes and events. I averaged all days needed to upgrade new characters. We'll just assume that's the average for all new characters. For this, I used the great Tacticus planner app, and as such it includes that some upgrades can't be farmed at optimal elite nodes. That energy will be baseline, and you'll have to spend each year to keep up to date with new characters. Iron and Bronze are pretty sustainable. Silver 1 would require you to spend 32% of your total energy as a free-to-play player on upgrading, slowing down your work on your backlog. With 50 Blackstone it's only 25%. Gold 1 for all new characters would actually be possible free-to-play, with only around a third of your resources still being available for older characters. A Giga Whale would only spend 27% of the energy to maintain gold level 1. Now for the fun part. If you start the game and want every new character coming out at Diamond 1, that's sadly not possible. You'll have to pick your favorite characters. The first tier of energy spending that would be able to do that is spending on the 110 Blackstone energy by daily, with only roughly 11% of your energy being free for older projects. Someone all-out spending would be quite efficient still, with only 57% of the energy being taken up. They could reasonably keep a Diamond 1 roster and rise up around 12 older characters along that every year. To maintain a Diamond 3 roster, you'd have to spend on the 500 Blackstone energy by at least each day, leaving only 5% of your energy for other stuff. This doesn't only go to show how time is money, and you can save quite a lot of time by spending, but also how direly needed a Diamond 1 cap would be for the game, as a pro roster of Diamond 3s isn't even feasible for moderate spenders. No one will ever want all characters at Diamond 3, but it's pretty unrealistic regardless. For the last topic today, let's have a look at the reset timer. Each day at midnight UTC, all daily activities reset. That's all shops, energy buying, ad watches, daily missions, login bonus, raid limits. Most events also start at reset time. Cool, there needs to be one such time, so why not then? It subtly changes gameplay depending on where you live on the planet. Arena and Guild Wars seasons actually start at noon UTC, and Guild Wars have changing starting zones. For most modes, the timers actually don't matter, as the token allowance means that no matter when you wake up, you won't lose out on tokens. As discussed in our first point, for all continuous modes, you more or less set the timer yourself, as they just continue on and the times in between are yours to choose. Quest starts you out on the token cap, but as long as you are not online, they can accumulate further. Depending on the time though, that's still a slight disadvantage. Come online just before 2 hours to the next token, and that one will be forfeited. But it's more or less the same for everyone awake. If you're not online exactly at the timer, or a time of your choosing exactly a 2-hour interval later, you lose out a bit. It's pretty much the same for everyone. If you know, you know. Now let's look at the reset timer in context of where you live. You live in Australia, that's UTC +8 to +10. So reset time is in the morning. Live in the US, it's -7 to -4. So reset time will be at 5 PM to 8 PM. You're probably awake then, and most people will have finished their shifts, I guess. Live in Central Europe, that's +2, meaning reset time is at 2 AM. I'm not taking into account daylight savings time for this, since it doesn't change, it's in the middle of the night. Why do I care? I'm going to preface this by saying that I don't know your reality. The examples I gave are on 3 continents, but of course I left out a lot of people. And you might live in Washington and work a night shift. I don't know you. But leaderboards generally also reset at reset time. It's not the biggest thing, but if there's a draw, the person who reaches it first will get the higher rank generally. You also get the rewards for the best position you had in a day. Assuming you're awake at reset for a hero release event, you could just rate one battle. If you're the first person, you'd get 100 event currency the next day. Then again, if you had 1000 energy saved and start 12 hours after reset, other players will have used their saved energy already, and people that had less energy saved will have had 12 hours in their daily buys and add watches additionally to their saved energy and be above you on the leaderboard. Saving energy is also more costly the later after reset you start playing again, as all energy to that point will be lost. I woke up in the middle of the night more often than I'd like to admit, so I'd be better in hero releases, just quickly spending my energy before going to sleep again. Then again, some American players will have 5 AM when the new arena season starts and will thus not have spent tokens for some time. If their rank isn't rock solid, they're easily pushed from an ascension spot, or even into a spot that puts them down a league. I've heard players from everywhere complain about one thing or the other of those, and Guild Wars show a rotating starting time is possible in a limited capacity. So what would you think about the reset timer moving 12 hours backwards each time a new battle pass starts? That would of course make the last daily mission of any battle pass harder, but if it was 12 hours forward, you'd have less to buy in shops and more energy in a day without the rate limit resetting. Might be too complicated for its own good. You could also let events start with a 12-hour delay sometimes, as well as a guild raid and arena seasons. Do you have any other ideas, or is this just a non-issue for you anyways? Those were my thoughts on time in Tacticus. It's been quite a ride. I could probably have made 2, maybe 3 videos out of this, but some of you told me they preferred longer content. So either way, let me know if you like that. So, carpe diem, YOLO, or seize the day, whatever you prefer. Go out and enjoy your life, and if you enjoy Tacticus, play it however much you like. You're still here? Bonus facts about time that I enjoy. You know how a day isn't exactly 24 hours, but a little less actually, and we have the extra day all 4 years to account for it? Even the Romans did have leap years in a sense, but at first it was the 13th month every few years. From the Julian calendar onwards in 45 BC, they had the same day all 4 years we have. But this isn't accurate enough either, which is why we use the Gregorian calendar now. To account for the mistakes of the Julian calendar, there were 10 days skipped in 1582 when it was adopted. This all serves so the calendar year and the sun year don't drift away from each other. I mentioned 1 day every 4 years isn't accurate enough. Well, every 100 years the extra day is forfeited. Because that's just a tad wrong again, every 400 years the extra day regularly exists. So that's all now. See you in the next one. Goodbye.